Hello all, are you ready for a spooky video? I hope not, because there's nothing scary about this one. So welcome back to another episode of Versus. To celebrate Halloween, we're pitting two of GameCube's greatest survival horrors against each other. Resident Evil versus Eternal Darkness, Sanity's Requiem. So, let's get started.
In terms of storyline, Eternal Darkness probably eclipses Resident Evil in more ways than one. Firstly, it has better voice acting, using a cast of great solid voice actors like Jennifer Hale and David Hayter.
Basically, the cast of Metal Gear Solid, to bring its narrative to life.
Its story is also a lot more interesting, traveling through different time periods as you discover the truth about the agents and encounter evil monsters.
Resident Evil's story, on the other hand, isn't as successful because it aims to be serious, but with its cheesy voice acting and stilted character animations, all you can do is laugh. The original Resident Evil was successful because it embraced its B-movie origins, but obviously this remake wants to be taken more seriously, kind of like Freakazoid as a superhero.
Even if Eternal Darkness has a better story, there's no denying that both games will have your heart racing, with a combination of moody atmosphere and jump scares that will literally make the clowns.
Both games take place in a mansion, but while Eternal Darkness goes to different locations, Resident Evil stays primarily in this central area. But this is actually a positive, as the longer you spend in the mansion, the more enclosed and claustrophobic you begin to feel. At first, controlling Crystal Jill is an absolute nightmare as they move around like human tanks, but after a while you will gradually appreciate Capcom's genius. By constantly putting the player at a disadvantage with poor controls, limited save points, health, and ammunition, you'll genuinely feel scared to move, bringing true meaning to the term survival horror.
Eternal Darkness controls are a lot easier and, to be honest, better, as moving the characters around the environment isn't a crash course in walking into walls. There's also a neat combat system which allows you to target specific enemy body parts, and you can even combine collectible runes together to create spells to aid you. For instance, creating a spell that restores some of your health.
You can also save anywhere, but to be honest, all these elements just make the game less scary than Resident Evil. It's still terrifying, and you'll certainly never look at baths the same way again, but you never feel truly threatened.
However, Eternal Darkness does have an ace in the hole, and that its unique sanity effects. When your sanity meter begins to drop, the game will slowly begin to mess with you. The game will crash, you'll walk into a room and find yourself growing in size. Heck, the game's controller will even become unresponsive.
Wait a minute, this isn't a sanity effect. It actually isn't responding. Ah!
Certainly, the game's sanity effects give it a unique edge over its competitor.
Visually, Resident Evil is by far the superior looking game, with each environment richly created and dripping with atmosphere. Yes, they are all pre-rendered, but so what? If it makes the game look prettier, who cares? Character models look pretty good too, even if they are animated like the marionettes from Thunderbirds.
Mobile control. Turning for second approach. Clear for second approach.
Its soundtrack is also appropriately menacing, and hearing zombie moans and movements off-screen will turn your pants brown with fear.
Eternal Darkness, on the other hand, is certainly rough around the edges, showing its N64 roots. And no, that isn't a typo. Eternal Darkness actually started life on the N64, before it got moved to the Cube. However, even if the visuals aren't up to scratch, the game's art direction is absolutely sound, and the environments are hauntingly rich, full of detail. Even when you're in the mansion and you know nothing is going to happen, it still gets your heart pumping, although it's...
It's also worth mentioning that all the environments are made in real time. None of this pre-rendered garbage.
But Dexter, you were just praising the pre-rendered graphics.
Shut up! So that's it. But now's your chance to choose the winner. Will Resident Evil munch Eternal Darkness into submission, or will Eternal Darkness drive Resident Evil up the wall and make it lose its sanity?
Only you can decide. Vote using the SurveyMonkey link in the description, and the winner will be revealed in 3 weeks' time. Get voting. Go Crash Bandicoot!
Go Uncharted 2.
Go Crash Bandicoot! Dude.